ladies and gentlemen, Dynamite.
Hold on. I gotta get him. We doing that now?
Yes, sir.
We doing that now?
Yes, sir.
You gonna hit it with the JJ
yes,
Walker?
Sir.
That's for you old TV heads that know where that reference came from. If you, matter of fact, I give y'all a couple. There it is. Ain't we lucky we got him? Man.
Woo!
That's
anyway, if you wonder why we're singing a good time thing, is we had the word dynamite in it. Well, he didn't have it in the thing, but one of the dudes that played in the show said the word dynamite, and we're talking about AEW Dynamite.
Yes,
and we're talking about the episode from September the 7th, 2022. Now,
let's talk about
Dynamite, and I'm your boy CL Cool,
and I'm your boy TEWZ,
and this is I Still Love Pro Wrestling. ... I think.
Don't forget the 3 dots.
Don't forget those 3 dots. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this Dynamite episode, but before we get into it a little bit, everybody know what happened after the All Out. We talked about it, and then I made a separate video talking about Punk being stripped of his belt because he had to have surgery again. But if you don't know, you're living under a rock as a wrestling fan. I don't know how you could be with this stuff. Maybe you're just a WWE fan. You don't care about AEW. After All Out, which is a AEW pay-per-view, yes, they still call their pay-per-view. CM Punk, they had a press conference, and CM Punk just let the elite have it. And when I say the elite, we're talking the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, and he also has some fire for your boy Scott Colton, a.k.a. Colt Cabana.
Yeah, Punk pretty much aired out all his grievances. And when I say all his grievances, and this is with Tony Khan sitting right beside him.
Man, my boy eating a muffin, too. Can't get more gangster than that.
and then plugging.
And drinking a spritz. So you can't get more gangster than that.
He really did. He didn't bite his tongue. Like he transitioned from point to point. And I know you covered a lot of that on the video, I believe. Well, some of it anyway. But as far as everything he did, he spits hot fire. Dylan,
because I spit hot fire.
He spit hot fire from not caring about Colt Cabana, where he eat, where he sleep.
I mean, he shared a bank account with his mom.
That
shows you what kind of man he is.
That was hard.
And he let the elite have it. Told like they don't know how to manage a Target store. They let these boys have it. And so at the end of it, pretty much, he was like, "You got something to say to me? Come say it." And believe it or not, they came to him. I heard there was a knocking down of the door. I heard there was we just opened the door politely. I heard there was a pushing of the door. But either way, they got into Punk's, the elite I'm talking about. I'm talking about Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. They entered CM Punk's dressing room, and Punk was in there with Ace Steel's wife because she had their dog in the room. And from all accounts I'm hearing, like your boy CM Punk started swinging. He swung on Mac Jackson. Ace Steel heard the commotion and threw a chair at Nick Jackson, knocked him out, gave him a black eye. And your boy Ace Steel bit Kenny Omega and pulled his hair. So a lot of people was wondering, because that happened Sunday going to early Monday morning. A lot of people was wondering what would AEW and what would Tony Khan do with all those participants that was in the room. Because also in the room was like Brandon Cutler, Christopher Daniels, Pat Buck, and among others. And Tony Khan suspended everybody that was in the room.
Yeah.
And Christopher Daniels was trying to break up the fight. But they suspended everybody in the room.
And this is an old-fashioned one person on the team messed up, so everybody on the team get punished.
Yeah, and I think what they're doing is AEW, they did an outside investigation. That they'll let somebody come and investigate the whole thing, and they're suspending everybody until the investigation is over. And once the investigation is over, because it's always 3 sides to a story: the elite side, Punk side, and the truth. and they're going to get the stories together. And once the investigation is over, that's what I'm hearing. They're going to, do suspensions and firings or whatever. So, but until then, everybody's wondering what is AEW going to do. And opening this episode of Dynamite, you see Tony Khan on the Tron or whatever, and he pretty much said, "Hey, I stripped Punk of his world title, and I stripped the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega of the Trios title. And tonight we're going to have Pac and Ray, what's his name? Ray Phoenix and old dude. I forget his name. The one that's with the It sounds very bad, though. I'm saying it sounds very, very bad. Pentagon, yeah. The Death Triangle, pretty much, versus the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy for the Trios Tag Team title, and that's going to be tonight. And then he announced a tournament, a Grand Slam tournament of champions, to crown a new AEW World Champion at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam in 2 weeks. And Tony said they will be on their best on their way to Grand Slam. So you got Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley get buys into the semifinals, while Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Hangman Adam Page are in the quarterfinals of this 6-man tournament. And so tonight you will have, that night on Dynamite, you have Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page. On Rampage, you're going to have Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. Dynamite next week, which is September the 14th, you're going to have Danielson he won that match, but I'm getting too far ahead of myself. But Danielson versus Chris Jericho again. Then you would have the winner of Guevara and Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley, and then the Grand Slam is September 21st, and that's when you would crown a new AEW champion.
I'm gonna get Tony props. The boy can hit the reset button. He hit it fast. He had no choice.
Yeah.
And, I get the tournament aspect. You want to make it exciting. I would have probably just had 2 of my top stars duke it out and let's crown a champion.
Also, as fans have noticed that Elite and CM Punk is not in the opening credits of the show.
Nope. They have been wiped. And y'all know WWE has a history of doing this too. Anytime they're on the outs with a superstar or there's some controversy, hence, Ric Flair's Woo magically returned to the opening. Mm-hmm. You would see them taken out of the opener until said situation and wiped from footage, any replays. Because you notice throughout the show, they didn't even bring up, normally they go back and recap. We talking about that was a big pay-per-view for them. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk about.
They didn't even show Punk winning it.
No, we didn't talk. It was just kind of like those 2 matches didn't happen, and for probable cause right now, it's bad PR, which in turn makes it good PR because in entertainment, any news is good news, depending on how damaging it is.
Yeah.
But in this case, I'm not hoping anybody lose their job, but it sounds like
Ace still losing the job.
Ace still just
because Punk and Elite, they're big time wrestlers. Punk more so than Elite, but the Elite, they are EVPs and they help start the company.
Yeah,
and then you have Punk who's a star. So yeah, but Ace still as a agent biting a wrestler.
Yeah, Ace still gone.
I think Ace still. That's the belief is Ace still is gone, bro.
Ace still gone.
So, yeah, that's the belief. But starting off the show is one of my personal favorite guys of this company, and one of the reasons why I did watch this show, like I was ready to watch this show, because I already knew like they weren't going to talk about the Elite like that. They weren't going to tell you the up-to-date investigation. I'm pretty sure Tony Khan was just going to come up there and strip him of the belts and, tell people what he's going to do with the belts. But my boy MJF is back. And it's like, he came back, but nobody really cared about it or talked about it because, there was a melee in the back.
Yeah.
But he came back. He had a Josh Allen Buffalo jersey on, and it looked like he was a straight babyface.
He was pandering to the crowd.
Dude, it's crazy. Like,
he had the crowd eating out of his hand on every word. They was eating out of the palm of his hand. I loved it. I knew he was about to do something, but I was like, this too good to be true all of a sudden.
Yeah. So he came back, and MJF said the devil is back while asking who's excited to see him. And the fans cheered. MJF called Josh Allen the greatest quarterback of all time. I guess. He also said that he didn't mean things when he didn't mean the things he said when he was here last time before he got suspended. He didn't mean that. He didn't mean calling the fan marks, and he was sorry about all that. And then he said that he deserved to be the champion, but he said he's going to work smart and not hard. He said he's just going to take on the winner of that match whenever, because he has that chip when he won the Casino Battle Royal.
That's true. Basically, they're equivalent to Money in the Bank.
He said he told a story about Moses, and then said he's better than Moses, and he's going to win that world title because he's matched with Jacob Freeman, while reminding us he's better than you, and you know it. And then your boy Mox comes out. And I like Mox. He's like, man, you full of crap. All that pandering you doing to the fan, you full of crap.
Yeah,
like,
he basically called him out.
We know you don't. You know what I'm saying? We know you don't believe all of that. But I also like Mox's promo because it was more like, telling people how he's the heart and soul of this company, and like he wants to win the title again, which I really don't think he needs the title again. Nah. Like, you just had it, bro. Like,
I think Mox needs another run of just solid, good matches. He needs a good rivalry and just solid, good matches. The way his character is, he doesn't really need the belt to be over with the fans. He don't need the belt.
Yeah,
he can do what he does and be over with the fans no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Also, in this promo, which I thought was great, kind of towards the end of it, MJF said maybe he doesn't care about AEW or these people, but maybe he can use the AEW World Title as a bidding war of 2024. Everybody knows MJF is a free agent on January the 1st, 2024. MJF said that maybe he'll take that title to a real wrestling company with real fans and a real wrestler like his fan and hero Cody Rhodes. MJF said that maybe he'll work with the only Khan, Jolly old Nick Khan from the WWE. He also quoted that his favorite wrestler, Triple H, saying that they were best for business. I love that he dropped all that in there.
That popped me. I ain't gonna lie. That popped me. I was like, ooh, look at him.
I like it.
Still blurring the lines.
I like it. I love it.
That's called letting your people do what they do best on the mic. Mm-hmm. And MJF is one of the best. And he does it well. And you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to Mox because I know he was supposed to be on vacation. And your boy came into work knowing what happened. I salute that.
Yeah.
And he let you know on the mic, too. He wasn't happy, but hey, he working.
Yeah. And like I said, I still love Mox promo. He cut a passionate promo and talking about like how, AEW still got some of the best wrestlers in the world and he still wants that title back. So, I mean, I like that promo for him too. Like, it was a pretty good promo.
Yeah.
But then the first match comes up. The vacant AEW Trios Tag Team Championship Death Triangle, Penta, El Zero Miedo. I probably said that wrong. And Ray Phoenix versus best friend Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy with Danhausen.
Please lose the tie-dye. Please lose the tie-dye.
But
it doesn't do it for me.
But Death Triangle won, and they got Kenny Omega and them belts. How you feel about that? The match was okay. Like, I mean, it's the same type of stuff with the flipping and all that, but
I mean, I can watch Death Triangle do it because of their style.
Yeah.
Lucha.
Yeah.
I can watch their style of wrestling. I can watch it. It also depends on who they face too. The Best Friends, I may not be a big fan of the aesthetic of it, but they can go. All of them can go in the ring. Trent was a beast in WWE. Mm-hmm. Orange Cassidy is proven to be able to go. They boy, I call him other guy because that's kind of how he feels. I hate to say it, man. From his look to just his wrestling skills, to me, he can go, but he's still other guy. Whoever watched Blank Man back in the day in the 90s, yeah, I'm doing old references. You get that other guy reference. But yeah, I did. But they had a pretty good match, man. It, like you said, Flippy Doodahs and we got new champs, so it did what it was supposed to do.
Dark Order was about to be mentioned by Tony Schiavone, who mentioned somebody had an injury, so they weren't in the title match. Before it can go anywhere, though, Jose, the assistant, said they wanted to recruit 10. Dark Order's John Silver and Evil Uno shut him down. Then Adandre showed up with a crutch that he gave to 10, who previously hurt his knee. Why are you booking your boy like this? They're trying to recruit people up the Dark Order. Adandre. Why? Why they recruit? Why are they doing this?
I don't understand it. Andrade, he's
Andrade.
I don't think they know what his stable is, because
I would not be recruiting anybody from the Dark Order.
No, like, you know what they did on NXT with Andrade. Andrade doesn't need a stable. Let Andrade be Andrade. Or you see what they did with El Fantasmo.
Yeah.
Like, give him something like that, but with folks who are serious and folks who are going to get the job done. With the Dark Order, unless you about to change up some characters, like, I could see him recruiting maybe somebody like 10. And if you want to take John Silver and make him serious and flip him up a little bit, I could see that. You got a big man and you got a small man in between. And we know in any type of bad guy situation, you always got the strong man and you always got the little guy that nobody takes serious and he break you in half.
Yep.
I could see that. But as far as anybody like Evil Uno and all of them, man, look, that's a Styles clash waiting to happen. And to me, it's going to be one of them situations where they're going to wish they hadn't done it and they're going to try to erase it as quick as they do it.
Okay. Next matchup, Tony Storm versus Penelope Ford with Kip Sabian. Quick match. If AEW don't care about the women's division, I don't either.
Yeah, this is throwaway.
Squash next. They don't care.
They don't care about nobody but Jade.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. If they don't care, I don't care. Until they start caring, I start caring. But yeah.
If it ain't Jade Cargill or the baddies,
yep,
they give her. Now, I like Jade. She's still green as baby poo. She green.
Not baby poo.
She green as baby poo.
Not
but
baby poo.
As far as her coming into her character, I believe she's done a lot better than from teaming with Shaq.
Did you also, with this situation, because Tony Storm has the interim women's championship, you heard Thunder Rosa trying to get her release?
Last I checked, she was granted.
So she was granted?
Unless I missed something, and this is allegedly her and Malachi Black.
Ooh. Well, I know about Malachi Black, but I ain't know about her.
Yeah.
So how long are they going to keep this interim title on her?
I mean, you might as well not even call it interim. If she gone, you might as well call her the champ.
All right.
But that's that's in the rumor mill. But there are some very reliable sources that report these things, and if it holds true, people change like the weather. She may change her mind, but as of right now, I believe she has been granted.
All right. Wow. So Angelo Parker and Matt Menard talking trash about Hook and Action Bronson setting up a showdown at the Grand Slam Dynamite. So it was like a little promo with them setting it up.
They just it's bring in Hook's the guy who performs Hook's theme song, aka Ghostface Killer Light. If you listen to Ghostface Killah and you listen to Action Bronson, they sound like carbon copies. And Ghostface already, that was a whole thing in itself in the rap game.
I remember that.
Yeah. Because, swagger jacking all day.
My boy was not liking that.
Nah.
But, I guess I ain't that much excited, but I don't care.
I just think with Hook's character, I think it can be saved. But I think he kind of went down the drain a little bit when they started putting him with Danhausen.
Yeah,
that cooled his jets a lot when they put him with Danhausen, because I like the Hook character as it was, not speaking, do what he do, leave. Now he got to be comedic and he got to do this and he got to do that. I get trying to show different dynamics, but let it unravel. When Kane first came, Kane was the Michael Myers of WWF. He didn't talk. Later on, they started trying to make him talk.
I am Kane.
Yeah, make him be all comedic and
I'm going to
Yeah, it's like it got to that point, but it took a while.
All right, so the next segment, The Acclaim, which got a huge pop. Because The Acclaim is very popular. Like my boy Max Caster, doing the rehearsed John Cena gimmick, but he's pulling it off to me.
Oh, he made it his own.
Yeah.
Because he can do a lot more than what John Cena can do.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. But Swerve interrupted him and he was booed. And then it was announced that it's going to be Swerve in Our Glory, which I
hate that name.
Swerve in Our Glory
so much. Professor, come on, Professor. You could have came up with a better name than that.
We'll be defending the tag team titles against The Acclaim in 2 weeks on the Grand Slam Dynamite episode. So the fans wanted a rap. They didn't get it. They booed. Segment was rushed. Segment fell flat to me. Next.
Dang.
This also was a segment that kind of fell flat. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Ty Mello, and Anna Jay was interviewed. Jericho talked about how he was the best ever. He's found the fountain of youth and he's drinking in it. He also said he's the best wrestler ever, the best sports entertainer ever. And that's another reason why he's going to beat Bryan Danielson again next week on Dynamite. He said that this is his company. This is his locker room. Wink, wink. And no one's going to take it away from him. And then Sammy Guevara talking about how he's going to beat Darby and Rampage for that, in the tournament.
Yeah.
And then, they also talked about Daniel Garcia's big match in his hometown of Buffalo tonight. And Jericho said he knows Danny's going to win. And then Sammy mentioned they all sexy in the segment.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say midlife crisis Jericho. It's some days I like him. It's some days I don't. And this particular day on Dynamite, I didn't really like Jericho. Him in his purple coat with the spikes on it. I mean, it's just sometimes he's annoying, but I get it. He's Jericho. There's never really been a time in Jericho's career where he hasn't been annoying at some point. From Lionheart all the way up to now. There's always been at some point Jericho done got on your nerves. So this was one of those nights.
Well, it was a pretty basic segment. I just like the wink that this is my locker room.
Oh, yeah.
After all that, But next, a glorified squash match. It's the TNT Championship. Wardlow versus Tony Nese with Smart Mark Sterling. Yeah.
Okay, I felt some type of way about this. I watched 205 Live. I'm in the minority. Tony Nese can go.
Yeah.
When you let Tony Nese be Tony Nese, he can go. He is underutilized in AEW. He's getting TV time, but every time he get on TV, he gets squashed. So it's like you went from not being seen on WWE TV to being seen on AEW TV, but still getting squashed.
At least he ain't on Dark.
Yeah, that's true. He ain't on Dark in Elevation.
So Wardlow did a promo saying he heard from people that he losing momentum. He wanted to remind us that he's the TNT champion. And he will remind us that this is his world.
Well, the Wardlow Goldberg thing, I believe they're gonna let it ride. The fans are still with it. I know they got the chant. The music is going. I mean, he got the little finger gestures, and the crowd is with it. The Powerbomb Symphony, they calling it the most feared finisher in AEW. I don't believe that part, but it's got a thing. It's a thing. So let's see where they go with it. Either they gonna continue to lift it up or they gonna let it fall flat. We'll see.
All right. So they did a little video package about Rampage. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. It's just
Might as well call it.
Yeah, and Darby Allin told Sammy Guevara, face him alone. Don't bring the Chris Jericho appreciation. Out there, society out there. Face him alone. But you have the main event. The winner of this match faces Chris Jericho in the semifinal. You had Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page. And Hangman Adam Page came out to a pretty good ovation, which I really wasn't expecting. But
I mean, it was some boos. Did you hear the boos?
Yeah, I heard some of the boos, but he got a pretty good ovation than I thought he would get.
To think about it though, when he went in business for himself, I felt some type of way. But Hangman is kind of getting scorned by association.
Yeah.
Because the man he's elite. He's part of the elite. Mm-hmm. But he's probably one of the worst booked elite members out of all of them because he fell by the wayside when the Bucks and Kenny were getting lifted up. Hangman was getting drunk in the bar, going through his ups and downs, hanging with the Dark Order. Like, he had his journey back to the belt. And then when he finally got it, it was like lackluster.
Yeah.
And he's kind of being crucified by associating because he's elite. So you heard the boos because, again, the elite are kind of under fire right now. And Hangman was their only representation that night. So it's like, who gonna get the heat? Hangman gonna get the heat.
Yes, sir.
And he still did what he does, though.
It was a good match. It told a story. Bryan Danielson working over his arm, telling the wrestling story because he's the technician that he is. So I'm glad he got the win. To tell you the truth, in this tournament, I'm hoping Bryan Danielson win the belt.
Really?
Yeah.
I can say they could use something like that. That'll change some stuff up.
Yeah.
If you put the Combat Club at the top, that'll change some stuff up. Wait, am I tripping? Or did we have another match?
I think we did have another match. I don't know why I said main event.
I was about to say because
that's my bad.
We still had
because so you had Jungle Boy had a promo that he did to Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. I kind of liked the promo a little bit. That match went quick. I didn't know at the time. My bad. That match went quick at the time because Christian Cage was hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time. So I'm like, man, what in the world's going on? But yeah.
I'm gonna make this comparison. I believe Jungle Boy is headed in the direction of the 1-2-3 Kid when he turned into 6. I believe the edginess is coming and it's going to help him go to the next level. And I know that's a weird comparison, but for those who remember Sean Waltman as 1-2-3 Kid, he was good. But when he found that edge, turned into 6, came back as X-Pac,
yeah,
it felt like a whole different cat.
Yeah.
And Jungle Boy has this opportunity to feel like a whole different cat. You got anger, you got chip on your shoulder, you got pain behind you. Christian Cage reminded you of your father passing. Your boy didn't betrayed you. Use it.
Yeah, I like it. Also, Stokely Hathaway was on stage with his stable, including Morrissey, Austin and Colton Gunn, Ethan Page, and Lee Morality?
Lee Morale.
Lee Morale, yeah. Hathaway claimed he was the ladder match king, and then some random dude in the headset was a stagehand telling Hathaway to stop, so Hathaway hit him with a microphone. The wrestler beat the dude up. I got a question. What's going on with that? Like, why is he beating up folks? And why, like, you remember what he did last week to Tony Schiavone? Like, told him, ain't none of your business.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with him, man?
I don't, Stokely don't Jokely, baby. I don't know.
What's going on with Stokely, man?
Stokely is, I think they like Stokely. I like Stokely in NXT. Yeah. I like his mic skills. I like his character.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they're doing because for, those of you who watch Rampage, Stokely was hanging around with Jade Cargill and the baddies. I thought that was going to be his main focus, but he been handing out his business card to everybody. So now he got this stable, which, again, a lot of unique individuals hanging out that I couldn't see hanging out. So I guess they're going to be like the new road group that just goes around and does what they want to do. And I'm sure that at some point they're going to start demanding title shots. And Stokely, being a businessman, probably going to get them what they need. But the chemistry is, I want to see how they're going to make it work. Because, again, this is like if you made the Nation of Domination and you put Fatu, Doink the Clown, Mark Merrill.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Wow. Mark Merrill, Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
No.
And Kevin Nash.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
It feel that off to me.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Mm-hmm.
So they had Buffalo's own West Side Gun, Griselda Baby, performing. He's wearing the Marshawn Lynch Buffalo Bills jersey, and then Daniel Garcia made his entrance to like a big pop because he's from there.
Oh yeah, look, and that whole crew in that front, they was readied out, boy.
Yeah, and then so Wheeler Yuta comes out with William Regal on commentary, and how you feel about this? Number one, how you feel about this match?
I feel like this did Ring of Honor justice because Ring of Honor fans know that you expect a certain level of match when it's a Ring of Honor name tied to it. This was the Pure Championship. It's not my favorite belt. I'm kind of still having my own personal things with Ring of Honor right now.
What's going on with Ring of Honor? Why you don't like that belt? Why you don't like Ring of Honor? What's going on with you?
Well, let me just say this. I'm having a hard time accepting the fact that Ring of Honor is really not a thing.
What do you mean? They have belts?
They
had a pay-per-view not too long ago? What you mean it's not a thing?
Man, it's going to have to grow on me. It's going to have to grow on me.
Then you get his own TV deal.
Exactly. It's going to have to grow on me. It's going to have to become its own entity.
Man, if they want a TV deal, you better go to Netflix or something, Hulu.
I mean, it'll still have fans. Yeah. But, Ring of Honor, they put on. Now, they've been doing it justice because this match right here, this was a classic Ring of Honor style match. Mm-hmm. And I didn't expect it to be this good. I didn't expect it to go that long. But them boys got out there. They was using holes. They was taking their time. Mm-hmm. They didn't have any wasted motion.
Nope.
They crafted, to me, what could go down as a match that could stand up in any era of Ring of Honor. And that's big, seeing as though we've had so many greats come through Ring of Honor and have crafted just as good, if not better, matches. So I'll say to Wheeler Yuta and Garcia, my hat's off to you. I'm still not the biggest fan of either one of y'all. Just being real, I'm still, again, Yuta's with the Combat Club.
Yeah.
He's growing on me. Garcia is starting to break out on his own.
Yeah, you see at the end, like, Bryan Danielson shook his hand and raised his hand, and Jericho was mad.
Yeah.
About that. And
yeah.
So that's kind of continuing that feud in a way.
He's going to break out. If they break out and let him do right, I mean, again, character development. Let's see where it go. Okay. Same thing with Wheeler. It was two guys that, again, I wouldn't expect a banger to come from. That was a banger.
Uh-huh. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was our...
Wait. Got to give him the rating, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The 1 through 5?
1 through 5. I appreciate you keeping me on topic.
Oh, you already know.
I'm going to give that show a 3.7.
Oh.
I thought it was better than Raw.
Oh. Okay.
I thought that with the Daniel Garcia match and the Hangman match, I thought that was better than Raw, and with MJF coming back, I think that's a big part of it too. In the Jon Moxley experiment, I thought they were pretty good. So yeah, that's what I'm giving it.
Yeah, his return kind of trumped Strowman's. I'm gonna give it a 3.2.
3.2. All right.
I'm gonna give it a 3.2.
Wow. Because of that pair championship match?
No, I like the match. It's
Ring of Honor, you know.
I don't think it should have been the main event, but
I can see why in dude's hometown. I can see why.
Yeah, it's just they had a lot of filler spots that fell flat. A lot of the backstage segments in the women's match, and they just had a lot of stuff that it just fell flat. Like I love AEW. I don't dislike it at all. I'm a wrestling fan first. So, you know, I'm just gonna be real about it. It was just okay for me. They had some bangers, but the flat stuff just kind of
Okay. Well,
shout out to MJF though.
Yes. So this is our review, our AEW Dynamite review for September the 7th, 2022. I'm still cool.
I'm Tez.
Hey man, we'll see y'all. Peace as always.
Don't forget, share, like, subscribe, and remember what podcast you listening to.
I still love pro wrestling. ... I think.
Don't forget the 3 dots.
Peace.